So to make your Footloose Tote, you're going to need some exterior fabric, that's mine there, and some lining fabric. The measurements that you need for those are in the pattern instructions. You will need some interfacing. Now this is woven fuse. It's a woven interfacing, and you can see there it's sort of a medium weight. It's similar to SF101 by Pellon, although I find this one is much better and it's also cheaper. It has a fusible side, which you probably can't see in the video, but it feels rough, and the non-fusible side is smooth, so you're just going to have to put the fusible side down onto the wrong side of your fabric and press with your iron. I sometimes use steam, sometimes I don't, but you don't need a real high heat to fuse that. It fuses very easily and you don't tend to get bubbling, unlike the Pellon SF101, which tends to bubble quite often. If you find that you're having a bubbling problem, it's most likely that your fabric is shrinking under the woven fuse, so either pre-shrink your fabric or try fusing with a lower heat, because the woven fuse itself does not shrink, it's already pre-shrunk, so it fuses very easily and I find it very successful. So that's the woven fuse. You'll need some foam. This one is by Annie Soft and Stable. This is my favourite foam. That's the one that I use mostly. You can get a headliner foam. It's slightly thinner and not quite as much body. If you do use the headliner foam, I suggest adding maybe another layer of interfacing just to give the bag a bit more body, a bit more support, because it is quite a large tote. You can also buy a fusible foam. I'm not a fan of fusible foam. I find it quite often you'll have a bubbling problem, wrinkles when you turn it and stuff like that, and I don't have that kind of problem when I use the sew-in one. Now I will show you during construction how to apply that to your fabric piece to hold it in place. So this is the Decaville one, as the shiny side is the fusible side, and I will show you where to apply that as we work through the pattern. I like to apply mine with a press, but you can also iron it just by pressing, move your iron, press again, move your iron, press again, and that will fuse it. Once you have fused it, leave it to cool for about half an hour before you move it. That way it'll get a really good stick to your work and it won't come off. Decaville 1 is heavier. People get confused between Decaville 1 and Decaville Light. Decaville Light is very thin compared to the Decaville 1. Decaville 1 gives you a bit more support. If you can't get any of the Decaville, you can use Pellon Peltex 71. Normally I don't use the Peltex if I can avoid it, because it wrinkles when you turn it and it's not a real good look, but on the base I don't find it to be such an issue, and I'll sometimes use it there, so feel free to use it if you don't have the Decaville. So that's all we need for this bag in the way of stabilizers.